Hey there, my name is Adwoa, and welcome to today's topic. Today we're going to talk about 4 different ways that you can ensure you rebound flawlessly after making a bad work decision. We've all been in that situation before where we've made a really bad decision at work and we probably just wanted to hide it or hide ourselves underneath the building. But instead, we're going to talk about 4 ways that are a lot more effective so that you can make sure you emerge victorious even after making a bad decision at work. So if you are ready, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing to do is to recognize that you need to move quickly. The minute you see that this is not panning out the way you thought it would pan out, do something. Raise your hand and ask for help. Asking for help is not a career limiter. You want to make sure that you learn from the mistakes, but it's okay to have them. And asking for help and recognizing that you have made what could be a very bad decision does not make you look like a horrible employee. Ignoring it and continuing to plow through, even though in your heart you know this is not a good decision, will make you look like you're not the greatest employee. So go ahead and recognize that this is not working and do something quickly to resolve it. The next step in the process is to figure out what exactly are you going to do? What is the solution? How are we going to fix this, right? Everybody wants to know that there's a solution at the end of a bad decision, something that we can do to rectify what just happened. And I think this is an important thing. Just because you made a bad decision doesn't mean that your job is over, your career is over. Think for yourself, what's the alternative? Instead of trying to plow through and make a bad decision a positive one, instead start focusing your energy on what are the other options that are out there on the table. I'll use the example of making a bad hiring decision. It happens. I think everybody at some point in their career has made a bad hiring decision, or maybe you took a job that ultimately wasn't a great fit, so you made a bad selection decision. What are you going to do about it? You could stay in the situation and stay unhappy in the organization, or maintain that employee that you know is just not a great employee on your team because you feel ownership of that decision. I made the decision, I have to live with it. Maybe that employee feels just as miserable about the decision as you do. Same thing for you if you've made a bad selection decision about where you want to work. You have to have that conversation with yourself to say, okay, what am I going to do about this? Am I going to start looking for another job? Is it really the company? Is it my role? Is it my leader? Is it my job responsibilities? What is the solution? What am I going to do about it? And that is going to make the difference between whether or not that bad decision can be a career limiter or even a career booster. All right, we're on to step 3 when it comes to rebounding after a bad decision. So we've gone through steps 1 and 2. Step 1 was to, come clean that this ain't working. Step 2 is to figure out, okay, well, what's the solution? Now, step 3 is to figure out what lesson did this teach me? So important. Can we all just do postmortems on the mistakes that we make? We all make mistakes. Mistakes are natural. Just don't repeat them. And in order to not repeat them is to extract what the learning was. Every single success and every single failure has a learning inside of it. So extract that learning, because that learning is going to be your career propeller as you think about where you want to go and what you want to do and how you behave at work and outside of work long term. Now, the 4th and final step is to share the lesson, share your learning. Don't hide it. A lot of us want to make mistakes and never tell anybody and act like we never made that mistake and we don't make mistakes, and keep that mistake in our little mistake closet and lock it up and throw away the key. But if you want to be that leader, whether a leader of people or a leader of process or an informal leader that others look to and are inspired and motivated by, you have to be human. And to err is to be human. So be willing to share with other people what your errors were, but also what you learned from them. Because what's important is that you're sharing the knowledge so that you keep other people from falling prey to the same mistakes that you made. So you just learned the 4 steps and 4 phases that you need to take yourself through in order to bounce back from a bad decision. The first one was to own up that yes, this was in fact a bad decision. The second is to identify what is the solution. The third is to say, okay, what was I supposed to learn from this? And the fourth is to share the knowledge, share the learning, and share the errors with others to keep others from making the same mistakes that you made. So if you dig this video and its content, here's what you need to do. You need to like it and you need to share it. You never know how this simple video share is going to make a positive impact on somebody else's career and life. And if you feel like you need a little bit more Adwoa, then here's what you do. Go ahead and sign up at the link listed right here so you never miss out on any of our new updates. And we do drop new videos into the inboxes of our email subscribers each week. The corporate world needs that unique gift that only you bring. So go out into the world today and act with conviction. Be courageous and live joyfully every single day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to see you again at the very next video.